transports, right? Coming off the third week of gains, first time since August, by the way. Piper Sandler talks about that. 82% of transportation sector stocks are trading above their 40-week moving averages. Ed Yardeni, within the S&P, industrials, transportation stocks have been strong. Dow theory indicates an upbeat economic outlook with continued broadening of the market's leadership in 2026. Perfect segue to a trade alert from Stephanie Link. Joins us now with a new buy, and it is Union Pacific. UNP, tell me more.
Yeah, and it's not been red hot, Scott. It's only up 5% on the year, which kind of makes it interesting to me. I'm looking for 2026 stories, and I'm trying to position my portfolio over the next couple of weeks for that. And I think this story sets up really well. From a fundamental basis, I think the strong economy will continue next year, and that will lead to better volumes, and that will lead to double-digit earnings growth. And then you layer on cost efficiencies and service and productivity. And again, I think you can see double-digit earnings with margin expansion. They're also using their free cash flow to reduce debt. So their debt to EBITDA is now 2.6 times versus 2.8 times last quarter. And I think that's going to continue to trend to 2. That's good. But the real kicker is this acquisition that they announced with Norfolk Southern. Has yet to get approved, but all indications from the Surface Transportation Board indicates they're very supportive of this deal. They have 400 customers that wrote into the regulators that also are very supportive of this transaction. And it's important because if it does go through, it's $2 billion synergistic to EBITDA, $1 billion on the revenue side, $1 billion on the cost side. We probably don't hear about approval until the second half of the year, but I think the first half of the year fundamentals alone will continue to improve. And I mentioned volumes, but margins in the last 2 years are up 500 basis points. It's an outstanding management team that's done a really good job on execution. And so I think it will catch up to other transportation stocks.
You want to run with this run it hot trade? Is this something that you're buying into?
Well, I don't know if I want to. No, I don't think I'm going to buy into run it hot. I want to focus on strong fundamentals. And you know I have been underweight technology for a while. I do own some of the Mag 7, but I'm underweight overall Mag 7. I have been overweight industrials. As you know, we talk about all kinds of industrials, like the Boeings and the GEs of the world, and of course, all of the data center plays, and now the transports. I like the financials. You guys were just talking about it. That's my most overweight sector by 10 percentage points. And so I still want to have that that exposure.
It is a fundamentally based question, though. It is a fundamental question. I don't want to misrepresent what I'm asking you. It's the idea, fundamentally speaking, that the economy is going to run strong in 2026. The administration may want to run it hot, so to speak, in quotes, certainly into the midterms, but you get some policy air behind you. You have monetary policy behind you. The idea that the Fed is cutting into what appears to be, in many respects, a strengthening economic case, not necessarily a weakening one. That's the premise that I meant. And maybe I wasn't clear enough about it, but that's what I'm talking about. That sounds like you're totally on board with that.
No, 100%. I misunderstood you, Scott. I thought you were talking about the stocks that have already kind of run what I kind of that momentum. So I totally understand what you're saying, and I 100% are on board with that. You know, I've been talking about the cyclicals for a very long time, and that's why I just outlined the sectors that I'm most overweight. And oh, by the way, I just added an energy position 2 weeks ago as well. Talk about cyclical. I think that's where your best values are at this point in time. But yeah, no, I am 100% on board with what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you were like signing your name on the line of that whole idea. Steph, thank you.
I sure was.
Yeah,
Thanks, Scott.
All right, we'll see you back here on the desk soon, Steph. Thank you.